Hello, guys. Welcome. I'm Jahan Thomas, Young Living Crown Diamond, and founder of Living Fit Club. Living Fit Club is a member portal that's focused on crushing limiting beliefs and creating epic lives. This is usually every week we have an LFC expert webinar, and we decided again this week to open it up to everyone. This week's topic is how to build a Young Living business. So we're going to talk about that with you guys. For those who are LFC members, as you know, this will be right up in the portal. You'll be able to access this at any time. For those who are not members, you'll have this for the next 24 hours. Then, of course, you could always join into our member portal and have full access to it as you'd like. Okay. I want to jump right in. First of all, let me just tell you very quickly about me so you understand when we're talking about building a Young Living business. I know there's a lot of opinions out there on how to do this and that or whatever. I'm going to give you some tools, okay? Then we're going to get, this is going to be more like straight up how to. I can see the chat. If you have questions, please post your questions there. I'll be able to see them and I'll be happy to answer whatever I could answer. But I want you to know something about me first, that I never had a home class, and I'm not saying don't have a home class, okay? We'll talk about that. But I never had a home class. I'm a mom of 3. When I got into Young Living in 2004, around 2004, I already had a young daughter, had a 4-year-old, and since then I've had 2 more kids. So I was building while, raising a family and all that. The other thing is I've never worked full time at building a Young Living business, ever. I still don't, okay? And I still was able to build up to the diamond levels, obviously one step away from the top level. So I was still able to do all of that and still be with my family, not sacrifice my whole family life, not sacrifice my career. I don't want to say sacrifice my career. I mean, there was some give and take with my career, but it all worked out. I just, I really enjoyed what I did. I was not using Young Living as a way to get out of what I was doing. I really liked, my career, and my career was in health and wellness anyway, and in natural medicine, seeing clients and whatnot. And no, I did not build my Young Living business through my practice because there's ethical concerns when you do that. So I did not do that. I'm trying to answer some of the questions that people always ask or assume right off the bat, just so we could get really clear, so that when we start to go into all these tools and steps, that you just come from a clean slate and not making any assumptions or judgments here. Okay. Trying to think what else. I think that's really it. So I'm going to go through it. I'll probably answer more questions as I go along. And like I said, just go right into the chat, ask me questions as you need to, but I kind of get right into things. Okay. So first off, I had already mentioned there is no way, okay? It's just not how it works. So you might look at one leader who does this and another leader who does that, and then you're like, but I don't know what to do and how do I meld it? So you're going to figure it out. You really will. You'll figure out what works for you. So I want to release you from believing that you have to do someone else's way really perfectly. So some people build on social media. Some people have a lot of classes. Some people do DIYs. Some people don't do any of that stuff. I was not one of those people. So, there's plenty of ways that you could build out here. And hi, everybody. I see you all in the chat now saying hello. Okay. So there's no particular way, but there are tools. Okay. So what I believe is that you should be really consistent in your message. That's what I do. So I use tools to be really consistent in my message around Young Living and around the business, and most importantly, around myself. Okay. And we'll get into that too. All right. So the first tool, and the best tool you're ever going to have in all this, the first tool you're going to have is your own mind. Now, for those of you who are like, yeah, I've done all that mindset stuff and I'm sick of it, you don't get it then, okay? And you're missing the boat enormously, okay? It's so much about, and by the way, obviously I'm very straightforward. So that's something you're going to learn very quickly about me if you don't know that already. The first tool is your mind. You need to train your mind every single day. And part of that training is that you are able to commit to something. You need to be able to commit to whatever your goal is. So your goal might be to be an entrepreneur, because I'm assuming there's some people on here who are not in Young Living at all. And this applies to anything now, okay? But even if you're in Young Living, you need to commit to whatever your goal is. You need to get really obsessed about it. And you need to get clear on why it's even important to you. So some people have a goal, say a rank goal. So let's say your rank goal is to hit silver, right? Gold, diamond, I don't care, pick one. Okay. So your goal is to hit that certain thing. So my first question would be well, why do you even want to hit it? Like, why is it? So in other words, that can't just be the goal. It can't just be like, okay, my sights are on silver and that's it. Because you're going to have, just like in any business, you're going to have like your ups and downs, and if you don't know what that fire is that gets you, like it should get you up every day, like burning with passion, like every single day. And if you have no idea what that is, that's like why you're even doing it, it's going to be very easy to give up on whatever your goal is, whatever your dreams are. So I don't care what it is. If it's a paycheck, if it's a certain number, say you want to increase your monthly income by $15,000, great. So if you want to increase it by $15,000, why? What would that look like in your life if you were to increase it by $15,000 or $1,000 or whatever you wrap your brain around at this point? Okay, you want to be able to get really clear on that. Okay, and then that's going to be the thing that fuels you. Now, once you do that, you need to start having gratitude for it already happening. Okay, you have to have like immense gratitude. This is where you're going to have to do things in spite of all evidence. Now, in our for those who are in Living Fit Club and those who maybe want to be in Living Fit Club, I just want to show you something quick so that you understand where you can access how to work on your mindset better. So this is the Living Fit Club portal. This is the back end. If you go under the lifestyle section, mindset there, all of this that we're talking about and how to build out your mind to develop this and really work on it and have videos and things you can listen to every single day, things you could write down, how exactly to design your life, that's all here. Okay, that's in our mindset section right there. Right, those are for our Living Fit Club members. Like I said, anybody is welcome. Go to livingfit.club. You can become a member, have access to that. If you're not a member and you're not interested in being a member, then what I would do is make sure you have the right, books to read, the things that you're going to study, the Science Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich, U Squared by Price Pritchett. Listen to the audios of it. Just keep training your brain and training your mind there so that you can stay really focused on what it is that you want to be doing, because that is going to be like your foundation. Imagine that as like the foundation piece of it, and then you can launch from there, because you're going to find, like you might say, I don't even know how I'm going to find my first person, or I don't know how I'm ever going to hit executive or silver or whatever. And the ultimate goal would be Royal, Crown, Diamond, and beyond. So you want to be able to start training yourself and getting your mind and your posture and all that, to be able to do that. Now, somebody said that I keep freezing. Am I freezing for anybody else here? Just let me know in the comments section if I'm freezing for anyone else. Everything looks fine on my end. So, okay. So that was the first tool. The first tool is your mind. The second tool is you. So this kind of coincides here, or like works together. So the second tool is going to be you. And what I want to say about that is people are buying you. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're buying you. They're going into business with you. They're like, it really is going to be about you. It's not going to be like, who's got the best frankincense, it really is not. They're going to decide if they like you and trust you and all that. It's really going to be about you. So be the person that somebody wants to follow. And that is someone who does not complain. Okay. There's too many complainers out there. And I even see it on Facebook, and you hear people and everything is like a complaint about something. It's very difficult to have influence when you're always complaining about something. I don't care if it's something in your life, your relationship, your job, things in Young Living and I don't care, whatever it is. If you are a complainer, it is very difficult to grow very far because people don't want to be around complainers long term. Okay, so this is where you're going to have to get a little self-awareness and be able to step back and say, okay, I don't even want to be around complainers, so I need to be conscious of that so that I'm not that person to somebody else. Okay. The other thing is you need to overflow from where you're at. So let's say you're in a job that's making you miserable. So you want to be an entrepreneur, whether in Young Living or something else. You want to be an entrepreneur that's going to give you that out. Okay. For those who keep losing me, just go. There's a couple of you that's having problems. Go into Chrome. Use the Chrome browser. I think it'd be easier for you. So go in there and that should be helpful. Okay. So even if you were looking for an out from whatever you're doing, and this is going to be, your way to get out or whatever, you want to make sure that wherever you're at, you do the best job you could possibly do where you're already at. Okay. Because it's that It's that attitude that you put into it, that where you overfill that cup so that you could grow and expand somewhere else. It's that behavior, those habits and all that's going to help you grow somewhere else. So again, if you're only complaining right where you are, if you keep complaining, you are going to have difficulty. Okay. So if you want to really excel and thrive and move forward, be really good right where you are while you're building out your next thing. Okay. And with that, going back to the mindset thing, this is where you're going to continue to be better. You want to be a positive force in the world. Again, it is very difficult. You could be bold, you could be passionate. I'm certainly all those things, but I'm also a very positive person. So I stay very connected to that part of myself, and I'm constantly working on that piece of myself. Okay, here's another tool. And I see people are losing connectivity. I'm sorry. I don't understand why everything is fine and showing up fine on my end. So I apologize for that. Okay. Third tool, presentations. So I'm going to show you some presentations here. I'm going to show you the presentations I use. Okay. First one would be a product presentation. Okay. Living Fit Club members, I'll show you in a minute, but you have access to this. These are presentations I put together. I've used them for years. This is exactly what helped me build up to Crown Diamond. I use the same presentation. So while I'm telling you that there's no way, in other words, I use the same information. I always use this presentation or the content that's in this presentation to deliver consistently, consistent information. Okay. I teach them how to use it. I teach them all about the different product lines. We briefly go into certain things, the seat to seal, all that. So I find it very helpful just to have a presentation on hand. Whether I'm showing it all or not is not even the point. It's something then that will keep me on track. And that's what I'm looking for, is the things that are going to keep me on track. Oh, I scrolled through too fast, so these didn't come up quick enough. So, okay. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Use a consistent presentation. So if you want to use, our presentations, that's fine. Living Fit Club members, you could grab those. I'm going to show you the other one. That's the product one. Let me grab the business one that I use. Okay. This actually brought up to a good slide, something I wanted to talk about. First of all, network marketing. Young Living's a network marketing company, and it's a very successful one. We're 14th, I think, in the world in terms of size and growth and all that. The industry itself is a $35 billion industry. And as you can see here, there's almost 19 million people. I think you can see my little marker here. There's almost 19 million people just in the US alone, right here, just in the US alone. And almost here, 37% of them, 37% are millennials. That is huge. So start thinking about that. Learn your market, learn all that. Anyway, here's the presentation. And again, I'm going through quickly. This is going to end up taking away the images. But we have a business presentation that I run also. So people always get the basic information from me. They get the product information, they get the business information, and I have these recorded as well. So that's it. That's what they get. So this is their foundational education. I know is going to cover, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I needed, because I was working full time while building this, I needed to know that I had a tool that I could be, that I could keep using, or tools that I could keep using that's just going to deliver very, very consistent information. And then I don't have to keep saying. So it's questions that people are always asking, things that they always want to know, all the basic sort of stuff. That's all covered in the presentation. Both do the product presentation, business. Those are both intro style presentations. Now, for those who are Living Fit Club members, I want to show you. I gave you these presentations also. I made them up. I've used them for years. It definitely got me to Crown Diamond. It's getting me beyond that. You will find them in the portal. You will find them under YL Business Training here. Okay, here are the slides. Here's for the product slides, and here's the business slides. So what I just showed you are right here. You just download those, and here are the videos that go with it. Plus, obviously, a whole bunch of other information about training you how to do the business. Okay, this is everything that we're teaching here at Living Fit Club. I'm going to go over some of these points here on tonight's call, but this obviously will go way more in depth, both in the training, and then of course we have a millennial mentorship program. And this also. So between the Young Living Business Training for the LFCers, the Living Fit Club members, between the Young Living Business Training and the Millennial Mentorship, you are getting like literally everything, everything that I've ever done to build and continue to build and do it very efficiently, not give up the time with my family, build my life from vacation to vacation, still grow in all areas of my life, and still not work Young Living full time and have other things that I do. Like I have a wonderful life, and I'm able to do it because I'm very efficient in how I do it. And this is exactly everything I'm training here is literally what I do, exactly what I do. Okay, so let me take you off of there. Okay, so the whole idea of when you're working with the presentations is that you are delivering consistent information. You know that they are getting that information, whoever you're talking to, whether it's prospects or if you're using it for training, that they are getting that baseline education across the board. And that's, for me, that's like the first step, like get that baseline education, then we will move from there. And then those very things become the tools for them to be able to speak to the next person. So it's tools in hand. Now, again, you can either use our presentation, Living Fit Club members, you can use our presentation. Anyone who's not Living Fit Club member, you could become a member, go in and grab the presentations. They're there, for everybody to be able to use. You go in there and do that, or create your own. That's fine. But what I'm trying to say is that have something that's very consistent that you could deliver to each of your prospects and each of your members as a training tool, not only to attract them in, but then also as a training tool so that that's where your duplication comes in. Now, when I was saying that I didn't have any home classes, I didn't. I never had any home classes. My lifestyle was not conducive to that. It's still not very conducive to that. So I did a lot of one-on-ones. I would literally use these same presentations. I would do them in one-on-ones. I would do them online. I would do them like this, but I would use programs like, at the time it was like Any Meeting, and I forgot. Anyway, today you would use things like Zoom. You could use Facebook Live. If you have eCam, you're able to show your screen. If you have a Mac, you could use GoToMeeting. I mean, there's plenty of things. We list resources and stuff that you're able to use where you can show your screen. Or sometimes I do it just like this, and I just have the slides in front of me to help keep me on track. The other thing I do is that I have done classes. I just haven't done them in my home. So what I would do is go maybe to like a local yoga studio, and I'd rent out space, or I would speak to the owner and say, you can become a member if you want to be in my network and help me invite people. Then the people who come will go under you. For the ones who come from your studio, they'll go under you. It'll be a win-win situation. You'll get paid for it. It helps to build your network, helps to build my network. We could do that, or I could just rent the space, and everyone who comes, I'll just take all the enrollments. So I've done that before. The other thing I've done is I've gone in other people's homes. I've reached out to people in my own network or people I've come across. And instead of just saying, okay, I want all of my network people to come to me, what I've done is tapped into their networks. I said, why don't you have something in your house? I'll come. I'll just teach very basic information. I can show you what it is because I teach the same thing every time. So I could show you what it is, and teach on that. And whoever's interested is interested, and who's not is not. That's fine. So I'm always tapping into my network's network. Okay, that's how I did it. Always tapping to mine. It was just way more efficient for me to be able to do that. Okay, so that was the third tool. The first tool is your mind. Second tool is yourself, like developing you and your posture and all that. The third tool is going to be your presentations, and then of course like the peripheral training, but the presentations themselves are the tool. And then the fourth tool actually are apps, and one of them actually came out today. So if you haven't gotten the app, YL Share, there's a lot of content. I haven't even gone through the whole app yet, but there's a lot of content is from Young Living, a lot of things that you could use right in that app and send to people and be able to manage your business. The other thing I use to help manage my business is the app Oily Tools. So I use Oily Tools all the time. Very helpful. And I'll tell you, there's really like a couple apps, and then I'll tell you my social media platforms, but the apps I use the most would be Oily Tools and Spark Post. Spark Post allows me to make better images that I'm going to put on social media. Now, I'm not a huge social media person, which may seem funny because I have, I don't know, altogether probably 60,000, close to 60,000 followers in my community, which is really awesome. And I'm grateful for that. But I really I just come on and I'm just being me, you know, I'm just speaking and it's attractive to whoever it's attractive to, but I'm really thinking about like what images that I'm putting up there. You know, I do use an app like editing tools. I would use, well, I'm on Instagram, so sometimes I use their editing tool, or I'll use Snapseed. I just want to make sure I'm getting the names right here. Yeah, Snapseed. That's an app that I use to do some picture editing there. And but my main platforms I use is Facebook. I do a lot of Facebook Lives. So I do Facebook, I do Instagram, and I do YouTube. Now, and I am on Twitter, but I don't really like talk back and forth with anybody on Twitter, but I am on Twitter. But I mostly use like Instagram and Facebook Live, and everyone, when I remember, which is terrible, I put things up on YouTube. Now, interestingly, a lot of people find me on YouTube, and I'm probably like the most awful at putting my stuff up on YouTube, but a lot of people do find me there. So that is something to consider. Along with that, then I would also consider making sure that you have good sound quality and good video quality. So even if you're using your phone, just get like a little microphone. You can pick them up on Amazon or BH Video Photo. You just get like a little microphone that you could put into your phone. Just give it a little better sound quality. Okay, and then of course you have the camera right on your phone that I'm assuming you use. Get a good tripod. My tripod's over there, but I use a Benro. Hold on, I'll show you. I have the box right here. This is the tripod that I use. It's really, 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 really good. So I use that. So, you know, just little things like that I do. And I try to keep it very simple, or it could be very, very overwhelming and, again, not efficient. So for me, I'm very into being efficient. I'm very into maintaining a certain lifestyle. I'm very into having time with my family every day. I'm very into being healthy and exercising and working out. I'm very into only working a few hours a day. I know that I could punch out in just a couple of hours what most people take a day to do. So I know that because I'm just very efficient. So along with that, what I do is I'm up early. So in order for me to live and maintain the lifestyle I want to have, I thrive in the morning, and I get up early to do that. So I'm up early every day. I get my stuff done. I like the quiet. I like to do I have my list of priorities, like my handful of priorities of things that I want done every single day. And that's what I do. And of course, they have to involve income producing activity. Now, income producing activity is speaking to people, enrolling them, and then follow up, right? That's going to be your income producing activity. So you have to make sure that you're doing those things. And that brings up the next point, and probably one of the biggest points. You must be open for business. Okay. So if you want to be successful in your Young Living business, you must be open for business. This can't be one of those things where you're like, I'll try it. Okay. You would never open up a storefront and, you know, stock it with everything. Right. And I know we're not doing that. That's not literally what we're doing, but I want you to follow along with this analogy. Okay. You wouldn't open a storefront, have all this, like, you know, product or whatever, and say, well, I'm not going to open my doors right now. I'm not going to open my doors because I have the holidays coming up, or I have a birthday, or I'm going on vacation, or I'm doing this or that, or whatever kind of excuses, or I'm not really sure what to do yet. You just wouldn't do that. You know, you would take it more seriously if you had this very solid, tangible thing to wrap your, you know, sink your teeth into. Like you would do something. You really have to start using your mind a little bit better in applying that to your Young Living business, okay? Or any business that you're doing as an entrepreneur. You have to treat it like a business. You have to behave like you're in business. You know, I'm about to go on a rant. I feel it coming up now. Okay. I'm a really proud businesswoman. I am. I love getting out there. I love lifting people up. I love teaching them how they can have a better life. I love teaching them how they can live vacation to vacation and not paycheck to paycheck, right? Wouldn't you rather live vacation to vacation rather than paycheck to paycheck? That is something to put on to thank Christina. Get on that, right? So, you know, and I find that people are so stuck in their ways, in their old ways of thinking, and their old habits, and their old way of being, and the people, the circle of influence that's around them is just garbage all the way around. I don't mean people are garbage. Don't misunderstand. I mean the thinking, the mentality is like total garbage. And, you have to be willing to let that go. You really do. And you have to find someplace in you that is just worth it, that you are saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And going back to that first thing that I talked about, your mind, like, and committing to it, like, it has to be so worth it that you just do it no matter what. Like, set a goal, have something that, like, you knew if you were able to do this, it'd be so life-changing for you that it is so worth it for you to, run through those brick walls in order for you to get there. You will face criticism. You will face ridicule. You will have failures. You will fall on your face. Who the freak cares? Get back up. That's normal business. That's what life looks like. That's not exclusive to you. Okay? We all go through. We all have bad days. We all have great days. We all have all of that. Your job is to be so committed to what you want that none of that makes a difference. None of it matters because you just want to go out there and do what you do. And for me, it's peace of mind, okay? If I was going to have an overall general theme, it's peace of mind, okay? That's it. I need to have peace of mind. So in order for me to have peace of mind, I know in my life, ABC has to be taken care of, okay? So if ABC, whatever it is, and I'm clear about what that is, but if ABC has to be taken care of, then I'm going to do whatever it takes for the ABC to be taken care of. That's it. Nobody's even having a conversation with me otherwise. And why do I need to discuss my business with everyone out there who's got an opinion? I could give a rat's ass what my neighbor's dog thinks about my business. How's that? I don't care. Okay? I don't care. You're not in the arena with me. Because people who are in the arena with me are not going to have something to say that's negative. They're just not. Only people on the sidelines got stuff to say. And the people on the sidelines are noise. That's what they are. They're noisemakers, okay? I'm not interested in noisemakers. I'm interested in being in a circle of people who want to lift each other up, who want to go out there. Again, I have limiting beliefs. So when I tell you crush limiting beliefs, and this is what we do in Living Fit Club, we do this because I need to crush limiting beliefs. Also, when I talk about creating epic lives, it's because I'm working on creating the most epic life. Now, a lot of people would look at my life right now and say, no, you have this epic life. And I have an unbelievably fantastic life that I give gratitude for like every second of every day. I really do. This huge amount of gratitude that's there. And that's what fuels me is the constant gratitude for where I am. But that's also what helps me grow further because I know that if I make more money, I could give more money. I know if I make more money, my quality of life is even better. I know that my kids' quality of life is even better. I know for all the charities we give to, that's even better. I know that I can help more people by putting myself in a position to help more people. Again, I'd much rather live from a vacation to vacation than paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you something. I did that paycheck to paycheck thing. I did it when it didn't work, when I didn't have enough money to go from paycheck to paycheck, when I was eligible for welfare and had, negative whatever in my account. Been there, done that, okay? I don't want to go back to that space. So I am so fully committed every day to helping other people because this is an altruistic business. So I am so fully committed every day to helping other people, knowing that by helping other people, the laws of the universe and the laws of network marketing bring it back around and it's a win-win for everyone. And that's where my focus is. So let me tell you something. Do not walk this planet with any sort of shame whatsoever for what you do or what you want to do. Going back to that analogy, when you open a store, it would be so unrealistic, right, to open that store and for people to think that you are going to be making $1 million on your first day in that store, right? You wouldn't even think that of yourself. But for some reason, people apply those rules to any type of entrepreneurial or online or network marketing type of business. Those rules seem to apply. Like you almost can't speak about business and success until you already made that $1 million. It's so backwards. That makes no sense. Why not go in the world and say, I'm in a startup right now. I created a startup. I am doing this. I'm excited about it. And then show up for work because what they're looking for, what the naysayers are looking for is for you to actually show up. And unfortunately, so many people proclaim to the world that they're going to do this, something, whatever it is, and then they don't. You don't show up. You need to show up. Okay. You need to show up every day. You need to have that posture. You need to be consistent. And how you do that is by having that burning desire to go, okay, Now, for those who are in it, let's go into, like, now you become a member, okay? For those who haven't started yet in Young Living, you're going to go back to the person who sent you here to listen to this, okay? And you're going to sign up with them because that is the right thing to do, okay? That's what you're going to do. If you found me just because you follow me on social media and no one ever told you about Young Living, you're hearing it for the first time here, just send me a private message, okay, on my Facebook page. That's fine. From there, you're going to get one of the premium starter kits because that's just the most cost effective. It's what makes the most sense. You get one of the premium starter kits, okay? And then you're going to get onto what's called Essential Rewards subscription program. You get on there. You start to get accustomed to your business. This is your startup and overhead. That's it, okay? Your startup overhead. You're also going to get into something called Wild Go. For those who are members already and not in Wild Go, you need to be in Wild Go. It is like one of the best programs. It's like the shipping program, like the Amazon Prime of Young Living. So make sure you get into Wild Go. Make sure you're using your oils. Make sure you're using Ningxia, Nitro, and all that. I talked about getting up early, and I'm just going to kind of reiterate this. A lot of people will say, I don't have time. I don't understand why people say that because according to my calculations, and I could be off base, but everybody has the same amount of time in a day. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think everyone's got 24 hours, right? So it usually comes down to what are you doing with that time? And I find that people are not very efficient with their time. I know that there's times I'm not efficient with my time, so I have to be very conscious of that. But I will promise you that for the most part, people have time efficiency problems more than anything. You have easy distractions. So here's going to be another piece of advice for those who are already building or wanting to build in any type part of your life, okay? Focus on one thing at a time. Do one task at a time. Okay, that's it. One task at a time. So if you're answering emails, answer emails. If you're doing text messages, do that. If you're posting on social media, do that. Try to avoid as many distractions as you can. Okay. Get up earlier. Some people say stay up later. The other thing I don't subscribe to, I'm not saying it's good or bad or indifferent. I don't really understand it. Some people will say that they, are up till like 2 a.m. and then, working, and then they get up at 6 a.m. to work again. And there's supposed to be some like badge of honor, like here's my badge of honor that, I stayed up all night. I don't know why people do that. I sleep. Okay. Because I don't function well unless I sleep. So I sleep because I don't know. I think it's normal. I sleep. All right. I sleep and I get up early and I do what I need to do and I rest when I need to rest and I work when I could work and I'm really efficient at what I do. And I spend time with my family every single day and I exercise every single day and it all works out. I run 2 companies right now and I'm still able to have a life. So I just, for those who are looking at everyone else and thinking that that's not possible, they would have like to do this or do that or whatever. There's certain things you have to give up, but I'll tell you, those things that you give up are mostly your habits and your thoughts. Honestly, it really is, because when you're passionate about something, you're willing to get up and do something. That's really what it comes down to. Like if you're waking up every day and feeling like, oh, I don't want to have to do this, then you're probably not in the right space. You're not. You're just not, that's the time to really go back, do that mindset stuff, do your journaling, your reading, all the things that we talk about in the mindset section, and really start to get clear with your own head about what it is that you want for your life, because you do have dreams. Everybody's had dreams, and a lot of people have given up on them. Unfortunately, a lot of people have given up on them. So they think it's something that they can't have or attain. How many people believe that being a diamond in Young Living is so far off and untouchable? And it is not. It's not. It really isn't. It takes the same amount of mindset energy to attract in being a diamond as it does to being an executive. It takes the same amount of energy. So why not focus on the very thing that you want, but understand why you want it? How would it impact your life? What would it do differently for you? You have to be clear about that piece. And when you get clear about that piece, then you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get up. I cannot wait to get up and do what I need to do. Now, some people are like, okay, what does it specifically look like that I need to do? Okay, let's go back to it. Understand the presentations. Make one up yourself if you have to, but don't get analysis paralysis, right? Get the presentations, use those, look at those, ask people to present, see if you could present to people. Say, I just want to practice this, whatever it is. so that you get accustomed to doing it. Or if you want to have a home class, or if you want to do an online class, fine. Or if you want to do an Instagram story around it, fine. Whatever it is, you must go into actions. What would you do if you had a storefront? What would you do to service your customers? Just think about it. What would you do? First of all, hopefully you'd show up and unlock the door and let people in. So that'd be number one, right? Show up to business, show up to work. But how would you describe the experience of what you have in your store? How would you describe the experience of your products in relation to how you've used them? What stories do you have around them? What do you want people to know about you and your particular business? Not Young Living. Don't sell Young Living's business. They could sell their own business. You are in business for yourself. How would you, what is the image of your business? What is the culture of your business? What do you want people to know about you? What do you want them to associate with you? It's that type of image. It's that type of posturing. That's what you're going to put on social media. That's what you're going to have in every point of contact when you're speaking in front of people, if that's your method, or when you're out and about and talking to people. When you understand how you want your culture to look and feel, as if, again, imagine that it was a storefront. When you could get an idea of how you want that to look and feel, you should be behaving that way everywhere. When people ask you what you do, when people ask me what I do, I say I'm one of the largest distributors of health and wellness products and essential oils in the world. That's what I tell them. And I'm not afraid to say the word distributor. I'm not afraid, it instantly gives them an idea of what I do. I know a lot of people are like, no, get them in love with the products before, you ever talk about the business. So I have never really taken that approach. And it's a good approach. I'm not giving a right or wrong to it. I'm just giving a personality wise. I'm okay being a businesswoman. So I'm okay talking about, my business like it's a business, and in that, when they say, oh, really, what kind of products? Oh, it's great. Then I can have the conversation about products if I wanted to, or if somebody says, whatever. It opens up the doors for conversation, in other words. So that is what I often tell people when I'm asked. That's what I tell them. I also tell them I run, I'm the founder of Living Fit Club. It's an online member portal that helps people with their limiting beliefs. It helps them create the lives that they want to do. It helps them with their mindset, their finances, their nutrition, their health, every part of their lives. That's what we do. I have an online portal so people can access it from anywhere in the world, anytime they want. And that's how I describe it. That's how I talk about what I do. And then that always opens the conversation so that I'm able to build rapport. And part of that rapport is, what do you do? I immediately flip it around. I want to hear from them. Now, sometimes people come up to me and I know they don't really care what I do at all. You could just kind of tell. So they say, what do you do? I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I was like, why don't you tell me about you? What is it you do? And I instantly flip the conversation around to them. And then of course they like to talk about themselves, but just by actively listening to them and stuff, I can be able to figure out where maybe what I have could be beneficial to them. So that opens up the conversation for me as well. So again, a lot of active listening, a lot of, for me, working on myself and my posture, getting really clear and being a very positive person, getting very clear on what it is that I want and so committed to it that I'm willing to have the conversation with anybody, because I could care less if somebody says no to anything that I do. What do I care? I mean, I walk into stores all the time. I don't buy every product that's there. Sometimes I walk into a store, I don't buy any product. It doesn't mean that, oh my God, I cannot stand the owner of this store. I just don't, it's just not the way it is, It's really, and sometimes it is that. Sometimes I walk in and I like what's in the store, but I didn't like how I was treated. So I'm like, I don't really need to buy anything from here. You see what I'm saying? It should feel personable. I look at it, not just having a store. Maybe a better way to say is I look at it like I have a boutique, something a little more intimate. I have a boutique. So I consider how personable I am and how real I am and how much I'm listening and how much I'm caring and how much that's coming across. Does that make better sense? So when I consider my business, even though my business is entirely online, when I'm speaking to people, even online, I think of it like it's just the imagery that I'm able to do so I could do the storytelling and create the stories that I want to create online is, and then of course, when I'm out in the public, the same thing, I want to be able to speak in such a way that it's very relatable to people's lives. But also I have a little bit of an edge of wanting to put a fire under people's butts and say, no, you really could have this great life. Don't give up on your dreams. Let's like lock arms and do this thing together. So, anyway, does anybody have any questions? I'm looking at over here, at the comments here, just thinking of anything. Okay. Somebody wrote in a gratitude journal. Oh, good. I love my gratitude journal. I love it. And my gratitude journal I use as, not like write 5 things that you're grateful for today. That's okay. But I use it as a tool. So when I'm writing the things or thinking about the things that I'm grateful for, I have to I don't stop thinking about it until I have this wave of gratitude come over me, like that it becomes so emotional and so I have so much emotion with it that it's just activating everything that I'm dreaming about and thinking of and all that. So I just am like, it just in that space, that heart space, as much as I can all day long, not in a moment, but like all day long, I revisit this and think about it and obsess over what I want. So anyway, so just as a reminder, excuse me. I hope this was helpful to you. These are all the things I do. Again, this is literal. I know some people see this and say, okay, I got the basic concepts. I wasn't giving you concepts. I was being literal, very, very literal. So take everything I just told you and look at it in very black and white terms, because it's literally what I do. Very literal. Okay. For those who, like I said, are Living Fit Club members, all this stuff you're going to see in your portal, including this video that will go up. For those that are not Living Fit Club members, if you want to check out what we do, go to livingfit.club and you could become a member, or at least see what it's about. And if you want, you could become a member and that'd be great. All your stock behind you, do you sell that? Is just truly your personal stock that you've built up through ER. It's my personal stock, Alyssa. I don't sell anything out of my office. Everything goes through Young Living. I don't sell anything. Yeah, that's it. I teach people how to set up their accounts though, but no, I hate to say this is some of my personal stock, because I actually have more. These were that's kind of full, but I have a lot more stock. I have a lot more stuff. I'm a big fan. I have 5 of us here, and we very, very, very much use the products, like very much all the time using the products. So day in and day out, I have a pretty aggressive right now supplement and oil regimen, just because of things that I'm working on in my own wellness to achieve a next level of wellness for myself. So I use a lot of product, and that's another thing, because I use so much product, I'm able to talk about it a lot. I could, and very confidently talk about the product because I use the product, and that's legit. I use it. I'm in love with it. And I guess that's another piece of it. If you're not in love with whatever company, whatever you're doing, whether it's Young Living or something else, if you're not in love with it, you're really going to have a difficult time. Like, I'm in love with Young Living, even though I've never done it full time. It's not for lack of my love of the company and its mission and its seed to seal process. And I know all the executives personally. I know Gary, Mary. Well, knew Gary, know Mary. That's it. I'm here. Like and that passion, I think, comes through when I'm speaking about it too. I mean, there's like nothing anybody would ever be able to say to me about Young Living that would, I don't know. It would never rock me at all. It would never, make me stray my course ever, ever, ever. I am so clear about my course, and I am so clear about this company. I'm so clear about the products. I know what it's done for me and my family. And I'm so clear about that there's nothing that could rock my boat. Nothing. I mean, I'm just that kind of confident in what I'm doing. And I know for a fact that this is going to show up in my everyday life because I feel this way. Like, there's literally nothing anyone can say to me that would be, or they could even have their opinion that's negative. I don't care. All you've done is tell me whether or not I'm going to allow you in my circle. That's all you're doing. And thank you for that information, because, thank you for voluntarily leaving my circle, like that type of thing. So, yeah, so that's it. Anyway, I appreciate you all getting on tonight. Again, if you want to become a member, livingfit.club is where you go for membership. For LFCers, please go in, use the portal. You know where all this stuff is, and we want you to be able to use it and continue to use it. Follow me on social media at official Jahan Thomas on Facebook, or just at Jahan Thomas on Instagram, and YouTube is also at Jahan Thomas. Brittany, I can never do anything else. Young Living is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm a different person now, right? And love your ways. Thank you. And obsessed with Young Living, everything. Yeah. The more you use it, the more obsessed you become with it. Like, I put on oils like so many times just before even getting, like, I don't even notice it anymore and how much I use everything. I just absolutely, I love everything about it. I love the products. I love the business. I love success. I love entrepreneurship. I love helping people with their mindsets. I love, fitness. I love nutrition. I just, I'm just like in love with life, and I love teaching what I know and what I've done for over 20 years, almost 25 years now. So I just really have such a passion for what I do. And I think that's what comes across, and why I'm able to do things to reach certain levels of success and then continue to go beyond that. And it just because I love it. People like to be around, that kind of positivity. So, and not everyone, but that's okay. I don't need to please everybody. I just need to please the people that want to be in my circle and learn and help me, we could lift each other up, that type of thing. Anyway, appreciate you all. Again, Jahan Thomas from Living Fit Club and Crown Diamond with Young Living. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for getting on. Take care.